to Zeliangrong-Nagasong's promotion. I'm super excited to have you here. Excited about all the amazing conversations that we're gonna have today. So joining us today is an amazing visionary. And when I say amazing, I really mean it. What's special about him is he's an officer, an MCS officer, and a true music lover. He is the vocalist of a Christian rock band called Faith 100. So today he'll be sharing his story for Zeliangrong. So let's welcome Mr. Namlalung Gangmei. Hello, sir.
Hello.
It's so good to have you here, and thank you so much for joining.
So it's so good to have you here, sir.
Okay, so first thing first, you pretty much need no introduction, but if you could introduce yourself for joining us.
Okay, hello Chunwi and all viewers. My name is Namlalung Gangmei. My friends they used to call me Nam Gangmei. I am originally from Chulon village, but my family settled in Tamenglong headquarters area. I have one elder brother, one elder sister, and two younger sisters. I am Christian by faith, and I work for the government of Manipur as a Sub-Divisional Officer, Noney and Haochong Sub-Division. That is all for now.
So, what's the biggest factor that has helped you be successful? We would like to hear your success story if you can share with us.
I do not consider myself to be a successful person, but now that you have raised the question, I'll tell you how I have managed to reach thus far. I studied from class 8 till class 7 in Don Bosco School, Tamenglong. Then I went to Shillong, and from class 8 till my master's, I was there in Shillong. Then after completing my master's, I went to Delhi. And I joined coaching classes as I was preparing for civil service examination. And for 2.5 years, I knew that I was not ready to take on this big examination. But in order to gain some experience, I started taking some examinations. So for complete 2 to 3 years, whatever examinations I have written, I failed in them all. So it was a very depressing time for me. But from the 3rd year onwards, I should say God has opened a door for me, a door of blessings for me. So from my 3rd year in Delhi onwards, I have started clearing exams. So that time I was able to clear this SSC combined graduate level examination also. And I have got a job offer also even in Guwahati. I was supposed to be posted as an auditor in CAG's office in Guwahati, but I did not join the services. And I was also able to clear this NET JRF exam after some attempts. Then it was my dream to study an MPhil in Jawaharlal Nehru University, Delhi at the time. So by God's grace, I cleared the entrance exam also. Then I was able to clear that UPSC prelims at that year. But unfortunately, I got stuck in mains. But by God's grace, I was able to clear this state customer service exam. So I gave up my MPhil, everything. Then I came back home, and then I joined the service, and till now I'm working in the state civil service.
Many singers are inspired by someone they admire or who encourages them. So in your case, who inspired you to make music? What first got you into music?
I'm not, I feel ashamed to call myself as a musician, but yeah, I love music. I pursue music just out of passion. See, there's one incident that inspired me to pursue music also, not as a career but as a hobby and interest. While I was in school, at the time, I don't know whether you know this New Life team or not from Shillong. They came to our village for a revival crusade. And then they used to lead this praise and worship, and then they used to present songs and all. So I was really impressed by their singing. So after the program, in the entrance they were selling the songbooks. So I purchased a copy of the songbooks, and then I went home. When I went home, I was flipping through the songbooks. Then most of the songs that were written there, I knew it because I used to learn it from Sunday school and all. So even the guitar key chords were given in the songbook. So from there, I took my guitar and I started playing and singing with the help of the guitar key chords that were given in the songbook. That is how my interest in music was taken to another level. So I think that incident inspired me. That incident inspired me to pursue music as an interesting hobby.
Your music band is called Faith 100. So what does it mean by Faith 100?
Faith 100. The name Faith 100 is given by one of my friends, Miss Chunwi Thiumai. It means it has to be pronounced as Faith 100. Some people used to pronounce as Faith 100, but it has to be pronounced as Faith 100. It means we have 100% faith in the Lord. So total faith in the Lord, total faith in Jesus Christ. That is what it meant.
That's quite meaningful. So how did you meet and who put your group together?
It was way back in 2009. There was one variety show which was organized by my church Sunday school department. So our Sunday school superintendent, he told us to prepare 2 songs. So while we were preparing for the show, where we got together, we started practicing. So we were talking, we are not that bad. We could form a band and all. So we performed 2 songs on that program. But after that, we came together and then we have decided to form the band Faith 100. And from then on, it has been going on well and now. And I want to give the credit to my friend Mr. Chunwi Gangmei. He was the man who put up our band together.
So how do you feel being both a singer and an officer? Like how do you balance working 2 jobs at once?
It is sometimes it's funny because some people they used to see me some days. I used to wear formal dress and then I'll be sitting in the office and working in a formal environment. And on some other days, I'll be up there in the stage singing, performing some rock songs. So I used to experience mixed reaction from people, whoever sees me working in the office as well as performing on the stage. So I used to experience mixed reaction from the people, but I enjoyed it anyway because all work and no play makes Jake a dull boy. Likewise, working throughout the year in the office is kind of boring. So in a season like a winter season where there are many opportunities for us to perform, we used to get together, we jam, and then we perform. So music, it's like a platform for you to let off steam, let off the work pressure. So I'm really enjoying being a musician in one way and also as a government servant in the other way.
Can you tell us what qualities should a good artist possess? I mean, what are the skills needed to be an artist?
Okay. According to me, hard work beats talent. See, there are some people who are really talented, but then because due to lack of discipline, they never reach where they aimed for. But there are some people who are very consistent, who are very disciplined. And then first of all, we need to have passion also. If you have the passion, if you're passionate about music, sometimes you might face some problems and difficulties. But if you have the passion, you'll have the drive to overcome it. But if you do not have the passion, then once you meet the roadblock, then you're bound to give up. So having a passion in music is one quality that a good musician should have. Then we should be disciplined, and we should be creative also, and then we should be flexible. We should be able to make certain adjustments. in order to cater to the needs of our fans and to all the listeners also. So these are some of the qualities, according to me, a good artist should have, should possess.
So, have you had any memorable experience or something unforgettable that you would like to share with us?
There will be so many memorable experiences, but there's one incident that I would like to share with you. If I'm not mistaken, it was in 2016 Orange Festival. So, in the Orange Festival, the front rows will be occupied by most of the drunkards and intoxicated people. So, that night, we were performing, we being a gospel band, we used to perform gospel songs even in that environment. So, that night, we were performing a song called It Is Well With My Soul. That is a hymn, I think you must be knowing.
Yes.
It Is Well With My Soul. So, since it is a modified version, since it is a rock version, during the verse, they were not singing, they were just enjoying, but when it comes to the chorus, they knew the tune, they knew the lyrics, so they were singing along with us. These drunkard people joined us in praising the Lord, It is well with my soul. So that night, when I came back home, I was thinking to myself, music is so powerful. It could reach to so many people if we use it in the right way. So that was one of the memorable experience that I have gone through in my life till now.
So, being a senior artist, in which areas do you think the Zeliangrong artists are lacking, and what can we do about it?
Zeliangrong artists, talent-wise, we are second to none. We are at par with some of the best people, some of the best musicians. But there are some problems that our Zeliangrong artists are facing. We lack support from the people. We lack support from the family also. And then financial resources is also one thing. And then we lack the marketing capabilities. And we are not very good in promoting ourselves also. So these are some of the things that our Zeliangrong artists are lacking. That's according to me.
Thank you so much for the wonderful advice. So, being a singer, a musician, so what do you enjoy the most? What's the good thing about being a singer?
Music lover, as you say, as a band. The first 3 days of practice are usually the toughest. Suppose you are to perform a show, you have a show coming up, and you start practicing, you start jamming with your bandmates. And in the first 3 days, we do not know our part very well, so it was very boring also, and then it was hard also. But from the 4th day, 5th day, when all the musicians are fluent with their parts, then it became very interesting. And on the day of the performance, then it's a different story altogether. The vibes that we feel, the energy that we get from interacting with the crowd, it is totally a different atmosphere. And then that energy, that vibes, I really enjoyed it.
So what skills have you learned that will help you in the stage performance? Do you have any pitching tips about stage performance for the younger generation?
Okay, as I have told you earlier, I do not have any formal background in music. So whenever I have shows coming up or whenever I have doubts in my mind, I used to take the help of YouTube. YouTube has been a savior for me when it comes to music. And performing in various shows all over these years, I've learned that depending on the type of the song, depending on the type of the crowd that we are entertaining, and depending on the atmosphere itself, looking into the reaction of the crowd, we should be able to adjust accordingly. For example, if we are performing a rock song on a stage and then we are standing on the same place singing without moving, then it will become very boring for the audience. Likewise, we need to move around and all these things. So over the years, I've learned that depending on the type of the song, depending on the type of the audience, we need to perform accordingly. And then our facial expression is also very important. We need, through our facial expression, we are able to connect with the audience. That is how this kind of little skills that I have learned over the years, they have enhanced my performance as a teacher.
Is there anything that you would like to say or give a message to the viewers?
The message that I want to leave to all the viewers is that let us have the heart of supporting and encouraging our local artists also. Say, for example, some of the young artists, budding artists, they may prepare a music video and they may upload it in Facebook or YouTube. So some people automatically they used to press the dislike button and then criticize in the comment section. So what benefits do we get from criticizing and pressing the dislike button? So what I want to appeal to all is that there a simple words of encouragement, it will lift the morale of the artist. Likewise, I want to encourage to all the viewers also to have the heart of support and encouraging heart to support our local artists.